So this is a heat of the Silver Goblets and Nichols Challenge Cup Championship Coxless pairs, and we have Smith and Blight from the USA, the Huskies from Washington, and Verkaik and Joordens from the Netherlands, Amsterdamsche, Studenten, Roeivereeniging, Nereus, the Amsterdam club, and they are on the right of the picture. I fancy the Americans to win this, Akil, but their steering is a bit off.
Yeah, they have to be careful because right now they're over in those buoys, and if they don't move out of that, they will soon find themselves in the boom.
Yeah, I think they've had to correct the steering. That will have cost them, I think, that margin, but the Dutch are out in front at the moment. Nereus have got so many great crews, haven't they? And this is just one of the Dutch boats here. Of course, we've got Nicky van Sprang and Guillaume Krommenhoek, who are the Dutch pair destined to go to Paris, but they just lost out by the narrowest of margins in the final qualification regatta to Germany and Lithuania. So they're here instead. They're the favourites to take the Goblets, but, you know, maybe this Dutch pair will progress and give them a bit of trouble.
Yeah, you know, this is shaping up to be a great race right here. Right now, it looks like maybe that UW crew is moving just a little bit, and they've got some talent there. Both Ryan Smith from Germany and Ethan Blight from the Netherlands were Pac-12 champions in the 2V, the second varsity.
Yeah, and I saw Washington win the 2V. In fact, I saw it looked like thousands of Washington winners at the IRAs. They were all on the medal stage and they were all singing the Washington song that you might know. I've forgotten it, but it sounded quite daunting. So it's the Washington pair. They have been coached by that legendary coach, Michael Callahan. I can't believe he's down as their coach here. But I guess it's going to be Sergio Espinoza or Nate Goodman or Connor Bullis, one of the coaching team that's here, because Mike Callahan has already coached the USA 8 to a qualification slot for the Olympics, as well as a win over the British world champions on the Friday at Lucerne in that sort of preliminary race. So, you know, he's everywhere. Saw him back at the IRAs after they qualified at Lucerne. They do look like eights rowers in a pair. By what I mean, they're rowing the pair like an eight. They're very punchy. Yeah. It's not the longest stroke out front, but, you know, they're trying to keep lively and keep up at it. The Netherlands, to me, they're rowing more like pairs rowing, but they just don't quite have the same punch.
Yeah, you can look over and see, you know, it looks like the UW crew is trying to get out a little, eke out a little bit more and get into a comfortable position, while that Dutch crew is rowing very nicely, very controlled. And I think that if they can continue to do that, they may find themselves with the opportunity to eat into that lead.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Netherlands are going to come through here. I really wouldn't. They kind of look cool and calm. They're doing a little sort of kind of push now. To my money, their bows are moving up the Washington boat, and I don't know what the Huskies have got to sprint.
Yeah, they're just, it looks like the boat's gotten a little bit heavier. You mentioned how they are eights rowers looking, you know, rowing a pair. But, you know, they do have the power, and the question is, can that power hold off this move by the Dutch?
Yeah, I don't think Washington are going to hold the Dutch off. I mean, the Dutch are moving, they're rowing longer. They're kind of pushing as well. They're still down on the Huskies, so there's still hope if you're watching on the west coast of the USA and you're hoping that the Huskies win. Well, we know what fight the Huskies showed at the IRAs, the National College Championships in America. That's what these men have in them. That's what Mike Callahan, the head coach, has bred into the Huskies. And they are fighting to hold off the Dutch.
Yeah, the Dutch look good right now. They brought the rate up, and it looks as though they are moving. But, you know, I wouldn't, as you mentioned, I wouldn't count the Huskies out.
You couldn't get a closer race than this. I'm looking out, and there is still a little bit to go. And the Dutch, if anything, maybe have a metre advantage.
Yeah, it looks like the momentum went to the Dutch.
Oh,
and they
have
moved through right now.
Yeah. I think the Dutch really did so well. What a great race from Isaac Verkaik and Jasper Joordens, 25 and 23-year-old. Jasper in the stroke seat, Isaac in the bow seat. They won the Dutch National Championships in the pairs this year. Of course, the Olympic team weren't there, but that's pretty good palmarès to have on your record. And they were very measured. They kept their length. They rode the pair really well, and they come up to take this heat of the Silver Goblets from Smith and Blight from Washington, who basically left it all out there.
They really did.